What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to walk you through the main thing that you need to have in order to make money online, in order for you to scale your business, in order for you to get more reach and engagement and views on your content, in order for you to become as big and successful as you dream of up here. You need this one thing. And the reason I'm making this video is because it took me many years for me to figure out what this one thing was. And the reason why it took so long is because I was looking at everyone else doing certain things, and I believed that I had to do the same thing as them. I believed that I had to follow in their footsteps, and I had to copy their way of being, their way of talking, their way of dressing, their way of creating video content, their business models, their offers. And I think that I came to this conclusion back then mostly because of the content I consumed from certain individuals, certain gurus. And I don't want to name who those people are because it's going to make it sound like they're bad people or that they've had a negative influence on me and my life. And I don't want to do that because they have actually had the opposite effect. They've had a very positive influence on myself and my life. They've enabled me to get to where I am today in my business, in my lifestyle. And so I don't think it would be fair to actually name them. But because I consumed certain pieces of content back then, I believe that this was the right way forward. And certain aspects of their content has helped me, but this one thing hasn't. And so I want to make a video today addressing that. Because if you're just starting your business journey, or if your business is not scaling, it's not growing, or if you're creating content and no one's watching it, probably comes down to this. Now, before I get started, click the links in the description below. If you are looking to become a digital nomad, if you want to escape the system, if you want to grow your business with videos, if you want to learn to become a better video editor, as you can tell, there's a few things that I do. Check out the description below. You can look at those links depending on where you're most aligned and where you're orientated to. So moving on, what is the main thing that I didn't have that you need to have now, and that I'm kind of just finally realizing at the moment, and that is authenticity. Okay, now I know it sounds like a very obvious thing, but if you actually look online at some of the people you follow, you look at the gurus, you look at the influencers, you go on Twitter, you go on Threads, Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever it is, you will notice that most people copy each other, like almost literally. And I don't mean to the point where they're just copying the post, because most people are a bit smarter than that. They won't just copy a post full blown. They'll use AI these days to rewrite it. But what I really mean is it's the way that they're actually going about their life, like the way that their mannerisms are, in a way, the way that they talk. Like they try and replicate people of success. And I totally understand it. I get it, because what you want to do is you want to look at the most successful person in the room and you want to emulate that person. But the problem is you will never be that person. And that person is typically someone who has created themselves from scratch. So they are their own individual. They've got their own way of being, their own way of dressing, their own style, their own systems, their own process, brain, thoughts, mindset. You cannot replicate what they've got. You can only have what you've got inside you. So when you look at these other successful people and you try and emulate them, you're already putting yourself in a box where you're never going to escape. You're never going to become financially free. You're never going to become location independent because you are trying to copy someone else. Now, I am guilty of doing this myself, which is why I want to make this video today. Because if you're in a position that I was years ago and you're just getting started on your business, or you haven't quite realized that this one thing is going to be the difference between you actually escaping the system, then I'm hoping that this video is going to help you out. Because it all comes down to being authentic. You are not supposed to be a carbon copy of an influencer or a guru or another successful business. The moment you start copying someone else, you've lost. And that doesn't mean to say that you shouldn't look at what other people are doing who are successful, and you should try and emulate parts of what they've done, but you shouldn't do it in a way so that you lose your own personal self. So if someone is selling a certain thing and they're having success selling it, there's no reason why you can't sell it as well, but you have to sell it in your own way. If someone is creating a certain type of video as content, and that type of video is getting a lot of reach, a lot of viewers, subscribers, a lot of sales, there's no reason why you can't emulate that video. But if you look at another industry like YouTube automation, the key here is to look at what is working in other industries, or in this case for YouTube automation, other channels. You look at what videos are popping off, And instead of just copying the video, you create a better version of it in your own style, in your own way. And so now, instead of being a complete carbon copy of someone else, you are your own individual person. And so I used to do this a long time ago, and I would say I've been doing this for a long time up until now, really. And if you look back at some of my older videos, I've got videos where I talk about creating video content where you can read off of a script. Or typically, if you're reading off of a script, you're probably not actually being authentic and true to yourself. Because when you read off a script, you're trying to create a video like some of these other people online, where they just like bang off different topics and it's all aligned and orientated. And I'm not saying those type of videos are bad, but I'm saying if you have to read a script and you have to procrastinate in order to create a video like these other people, it's probably not aligned to your brain or your mindset or your personality type and your true self in order to create that video. And that is ultimately why in these last few videos I've been making, I've just been ranting, because I find it much easier to just light up a video, pick a topic and talk about that topic in my own way, as if I'm going to talk to like a friend, right? That for me is far easier than rattling off like step 1, step 2, step 3, or top 5 things and you go 5, 4, 3. Hopefully you know what I mean. Like creating those type of videos, if I was to do it like that, it's not natural for me personally. I would feel like I'm copying someone else. The type of videos that I resonate with now at the moment are videos like this, where I'm ranting, or I've got selfie style, right? So if you've got me on Instagram, I'll just get out my phone, I'm doing like a selfie type chat. Or if you're on my Telegram, right, which by the way, I think is there's a link in the description below, you can join the Telegram. If you're in the Telegram, you would have seen some of the videos that I've made, I'm just doing it selfie style. There's no script or nothing like that, because if I create a script, it's not true to me. Now this goes against what a lot of people will tell you. If you look at some of these very successful people online, these gurus, these influencers, they'll tell you that you should write a script first, then you should create a video. The script can be a blog, you could repurpose everything. It's almost like some kind of engineered process or system or infrastructure in order to really scale your business and your system and your life. But for me, it just didn't work like that. And because it was something that was what I felt that I had to do, I ended up procrastinating on it. And I didn't end up creating videos. It felt like I had to plan every video down to the T. It felt like I had to get everything perfect in order to create the video. The background had to be good, had to wear a good outfit, the sound, what I look like, and then am I ranting? Is it on point? Is the information there? These kind of things, they stop you from being successful. Or at least that's what I believe in at the moment, at the time of this video. Maybe my opinion will change in the future, but if I really look back over the last few years, that's what I've been doing, and it hasn't allowed me to get anywhere forward. Right? I'm in the same position in terms of my content level, my ability. But if I create videos like this, I could rattle off videos every day, multiple videos a day like this, just selfie style, pump them out rather. So that is my advice to you. The one thing that you're probably missing in order to scale your content, in order to scale your business, in order to grow, in order to make more money, is just to be authentic, because each individual person I meet out there in the world is a very unique person. And I've met people who are on YouTube or on TikTok or on Instagram who have a persona, and then when you meet them in real life, they're completely different. What you want to be able to do is align your online persona to your real life persona. If they can be almost exactly the same, if possible, the same exactly, then you're not going to have a difficult time making money. It's going to be part of what you're doing. Every video you make is going to allow you to make money easily, right? Every video you make is going to allow you to bring in new customers easily, because it's aligned to what you're doing. Now, this obviously only applies if you're creating a personal brand. If you're creating faceless videos, which is what my company does, then it's a whole different story, right? Because they're still authentic. We script them, we clone your voice, and then we can make them in mass production so that you don't have to create videos. But that's a different story. What I'm talking about specifically is creating content where you are actually authentic. And there are certain influencers out there and gurus out there right now who, some of them have got millions of subscribers in only the last 6 months. I'm not going to say their names, but you probably would have heard about them. One particular one is a bodybuilder. These guys are just doing authentic videos. And so what I found is that creating more authentic videos and just being yourself is going to be far more powerful, and it's going to allow you to succeed far faster than if you were to copy everyone else that is doing their thing online. Just be you and be authentic. Even if you're selling the same thing as someone else, because you're authentic, you're going to pull in a certain type of personality or personal mindset who's going to buy from you over the other person, right? It's about time that we stop listening to everyone else. We start listening to, I know this is going to sound lame, but you know, your own brain and your own heart and what you actually are, right? So with that, I'm going to leave you to it. If you've got any questions or anything like that, comment below. I'm happy to answer them. Like this video, subscribe to the channel. Check out the links in the description below, and I'll see you in the next one.